I am back, everyone, for a shorter streaming week this week, but it's still going to be a good one with a brand new release today and a better schedule that we all came to a conclusion would work for this week after talking on the podcast back on Wednesday. But on today's show, I have to tell you a story because, ladies and gentlemen, I have been robbed again. That's right, 2 times in 1 year. And I'll tell you the whole story. In addition to that, there is some good news, so I'd like to share that with all of you. And, of course, I'm sure we'll have some Q&A and other things to do. All this and more on today's Level 1 podcast. I was a little slow. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today is Friday, the 17th of November, 2023. I'm DSP. This is the Level 1 podcast. I hope that you guys are excited for a fun week. It absolutely should be a good one. With the Super Mario RPG remake premiering today, the return of Friday Night Fights tonight, which we're going to talk about. I'm excited. Some big positive updates regarding the future and things that are going down. Of course, we're counting down to American Thanksgiving and my big Black Friday ad apocalypse marathon. There's a lot going on this week, and I'm very excited for it. My cold symptoms persist, but they are getting better. It's not as bad, but it's still there. So you're going to have to put up with it a little bit longer. Probably the last week, I would hope. So we got good stuff coming up, all right? But as you know, I had a day off yesterday. And during my day off, I usually run errands and the like and do all the usual stuff. And usually I come back on the day after my day off and I have a little segment where I tell you all about it. Well, today, I got some stuff to tell you about. Now, just so you know, no, it's nothing absolutely horrible. Everyone is safe. It's not a big deal. I outright said as much last night when I posted up on X and also on the community page of this channel. I just said, hey, I got a story to tell you tomorrow. I basically got robbed again, right? And then what happens is when I say stuff like that, people absolutely freak out and blow it out of proportion and just make shit up. I can't stop people from doing that, but I tried to tell everyone right up front, it's not a big deal. Everyone's all right, but people are stupid and probably hyped it up overnight anyway for no good reason. There's nothing I can do, but I'm going to tell the full story today on the show, as well as some, like I said, some positive updates to offset the nonsense, all right? So, it's going to be a pretty good show today, and a pretty good streaming day today. This schedule now is looking much better now that we kind of figured it out, and the future is also looking bright past this week's schedule. So, we'll talk all about that on today's show, but I think what we should do, right? Let's just get this elephant in the room out of the room. Because I like having room in my room. And when there's a giant elephant in the room, he takes up all the room of the room. You see? So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. If I can find it. It is time for Phil's day off. Now, actually, I totally screwed this up. Because I wanted to show you something before we did this. Okay. So, that's not what I wanted. Earlier this year, alright, basically, I was robbed. And it was very, very ridiculous what happened. So I want to show you what happened again, just to remind all of you. This happened live during a stream, by the way. One day I'm sitting here, live on stream, playing games and relaxing with my audience. And I get a frantic phone call from my wife. Now, she's at work. And she's supposed to be coming home. And the call is, so frantic. She's like, I can't believe this, but someone, I got out of work. I went out to the parking lot to go to the car to come home. Someone has stolen the entire tire assembly off of our car. And just to show you again, to remind you, for those of you who maybe forgot about this, yeah, this literally happened. Someone put our car up on a jack in broad daylight in the middle of a parking lot. And they stole the tire right off of our car. Assembly and all, as you can see, it wasn't just the tire, it was the whole assembly. So, to make a long story short, because I don't want to retell this story from the beginning, I told the whole story at length when this happened many months ago. Basically, we put the donut on the car, drove it home, had to go to a tire place, had to order an entire tire assembly. It wasn't just the tire that needed to be replaced. They stole the whole assembly. I need the entire thing. The rim and everything has to be, back on there. And it cost me a ton of money. All right? Now, we immediately reported this to the authorities. And the mall itself, where this happened, has cameras everywhere. All right? There was literally, I'm not kidding you, a camera probably 20 feet away from where this happened in the lot. It's right there. They have these cameras set up in the lot to film crime in the lot. So we reported this to local police. They don't allow you to do verbal reports anymore. I'm serious. You have to do everything online. So everything was reported. And we say, hey, contact the mall. They have the evidence. Here's the picture. But, they have the evidence of everything on video. The police decided, oh, this is not a big deal, and never investigated. Yep. Oh, well, they said, not a big deal at all. They, nothing worth it. Not worth our time. So, because they didn't investigate, guess what? I was out a ton of money. All right? And this set me back. And this is the problem is, every time I swear I'm getting ahead, I get set back by some bullshit. This year's has been a lot. Most of it's been behind the scenes stuff you guys don't know about. But this is one of the things that was public. Because it happened literally during the stream. Okay? So you guys knew about it, right? I mean, what was I going to do? How was I going to hide it when I had to stop my stream right in the middle to take care of this, all right? So that was many, many months ago. And just to let you guys know, no, things are not getting better. I live in the Seattle area of the United States, the state of Washington, Pacific Northwest. And out here, things are literally just getting worse and worse and worse. I wish I could say that this is, by the way, for the record, this is not a political statement. This is not me trying to stir up trouble. This is me being honest, all right? Everywhere you go, you see thieves walking around with backpacks and duffel bags. They just walk right into stores, and as soon as no one's looking, they go do-do-do. They take everything. They're right out the door. No one stops them. If they do get stopped by the police, in fact, here's what happens. I wish, again, that this was an exaggeration. This is not an exaggeration. If the cops catch someone in the act of stealing, they take the products away from the person who's stealing, they return it to the store, they take the person's information down, and they let the person go. They do not arrest them. They do not charge them with any crimes. They do not incarcerate them. They let them walk away. So I want you to think about that. What is the incentive to not steal when there is literally zero consequences for committing the act of stealing? Right? None. And in a lot of cases, what's happened is there's been actual organized crime rings in the state of Washington. People who have gone on a tear, steal a car, drive it into the front of a bank or a grocery store or a like a CVS, what do they call a pharmacy, run in, grab what you can, go to the ATM, smash it, grab the money, and run out, and that's it, they're gone. Now, if they drive away, the cops are not allowed to pursue them. I want to repeat that. If someone is committing a smash and grab robbery and stealing everything from a business, the police are not allowed to pursue them. They are told, you must stay back, just take their information down, and hopefully you can catch them at home. I wish I was exaggerating, but I'm not. That's the state of how things are here where I live. Okay? So again, there's been tons of organized crime rings doing this. There are organized groups of thieves who are working what's the word? Not conjunct. Yeah, I guess conjunction, or they're consorting with each other. They all hit up stores at certain times of days, and then they all come together. They actually found like, apartments full of stolen goods. Oh, they're all working together, and they dump it, and then they all sell it, right? So this has all been happening, for about 2-3 years, but it's just getting progressively worse and worse and worse and worse, okay? Now, the story I'm about to tell you about yesterday, now I can get to the Phil's Day Off segment, okay, is absolutely positively ridiculous. If it didn't happen to me, I actually wouldn't believe it. So I'm going to tell you the story of what happened to me yesterday, and you might not believe it either. I don't blame you if you don't. But this is actually the state of things where I live, okay? This is how bad things have degraded to the point where life is nonsensical at this point, okay? So, here we go. You ready? So yesterday, I went out during our day off, and it was another day at home. Because we actually have, coming up, we actually have quite a few days coming up where we're going to have lots of appointments and things. So we've decided to have a string of days off where we're going to stay home and relax. And then we're going to have our string of days where it's like several weeks where we have to go out every week to do a bunch of shit. Okay? So, this was one of the situations where we were staying home, but I had to go out to run my errands. All right? Now, what errands do I run? Typically, grocery shopping, pet supply shopping, odds and ends. Sometimes I go to the garbage dump. Sometimes we'll have ordered something from a store and I go and I pick it up or something like that. It all depends. All right? It all depends on that stuff. And basically, it was not any day out of the ordinary. In fact, I was saying to my wife, wow, this will probably be a quicker day. I don't have too much to do today. So this should probably be a day where I'm in and out, within maybe a couple hours. I have everything done. And then I can come home and we can relax together. Have a nice relaxing day together because we didn't have too much to do at home either. It wasn't like a day where we have a million things we have to do. We could sit back and relax and watch some stuff together, order some food, maybe have a drink tonight. We're have a nice relaxing day together with the family. It's nice. So I went out and I did all my errands. And the last thing I got to do is grocery shopping. Okay? So, first of all, one thing about grocery shopping these days, and this is like everywhere I go, all the carts are always fucked up. I don't know why, but almost every cart that you get at any grocery store is completely fucked up. None of them go straight. They all like they get fucked up. So it's just a chore grocery shopping to begin with, especially when you're loading up. This week we actually had to get some extra stuff because American Thanksgiving, is next week, next Thursday. So there's a lot extra things that that I need to get for Thanksgiving and stuff like that, right? So I knew it was going to be a heavier shopping trip. There's going to be more stuff than usual or whatever. By the way, for full disclosure here, I do use reusable shopping bags. I used to not. And then basically right before the pandemic hit, I bought a bunch of these reusable shopping bags. And what I found is, man, it's easier when you got your groceries and you're carting them in and out of your house. Having the reusable bags just makes it easier. A lot of people say, oh, it saves the environment. You can believe that if you want. I really don't give two shits because I really don't feel like my impact on the environment using shopping bags is that big. But I'll tell you this, it is way easier carrying your groceries around with reusable shopping bags than it is with those shitty plastic ones, okay? So I have a bunch of them, and I have different kinds. I have like the ones that are, they're more like a plastic, almost laminate feeling to them, and they're kind of durable. You put your regular groceries in there, but then I have a couple that are like the heavy insulated, and they have like box sides almost, and I have like 2 of those, and those are really, really good for your like cold stuff. You put them in, you could zip it up, and it keeps your stuff nice and cold. Nothing, melts in your trunk or anything like that. And I just bought those earlier this year, I believe off of Amazon. So some of these are on the older side. Some of these are many years old, these reusable bags. I've been using them, again, since like pandemic era. And then others are more newer bags. So just for clarity purposes, because I want you to have the entire perspective of what happened, okay? Got my shopping cart. I got my reusable bags in front of me in the shopping cart. There's actually a drink caddy in the cart, and my phone fits perfectly in there. So what I do is I have a list app in my phone, and I use that to track what I need for shopping, and I usually just pop my phone right into the drink caddy, and I check off on my list as I'm grabbing stuff and putting it in the car. Check it off, and that's how I shop. It's pretty convenient, okay? So I'm my normal day, I start usually in the produce, get the produce out of the way, and then I move into the store. You go from the dry goods into the other stuff, and the cleaning supplies, meats, and then you finally get to like the dairy and the bread and everything. So normal day, nothing crazy. I think we got pumpkin pie because we want a pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving, so that's an extra thing. Some rolls. We're freezing so that we can actually have some rolls on Thanksgiving. Stuff like that. Cranberry sauce. Bought a couple cans of cranberry sauce in addition to our usual meals for the week. By the way, this is a shorter streaming week, which we're going to talk about later in the show. It's only a 5-day streaming week because I need my day off to be Wednesday of next week to do my shopping before Thanksgiving because I don't want to be out shopping on Thanksgiving Day. So we'll talk about the schedule in a few minutes here. But anyway, so as I'm shopping, it doesn't seem like it's anything of a little bit of an abnormal day or anything. Maybe there's a few more people in the store because it's the week before American Thanksgiving. But it doesn't seem like there's anything weird or anything. So basically, I'm shopping. It takes me about a half an hour, I would say, to grocery shop. So I'm finally at the end of the shopping trip. My cart is almost, packed to the top. And I've got a few things left. I've got bread, a few dairy things I need to get, and it was the cranberry. That's right. It was the cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving. And, that's something I don't normally buy, right? So it's on my list, and I didn't know where it was in the store. And I'd gone up and down the aisles, and I hadn't seen it, which is a little weird because the week before Thanksgiving, and I can't find the cranberry sauce. So typically what happens is, if you can't find it in the aisle and it's something for a holiday, it means they idiotically put it on an end cap. Like they probably have like a highlighted area of the store where it's like on the front of one of the aisles. But the dumbest thing about that is, if you're shopping, where are you looking for the item? Where it should be in the aisle. Oh, well, we don't have it there now. We have it only on the end cap because it's the holiday. Then how are you supposed to fucking find it? You didn't put it in the aisle it's supposed to be in. Right? And they do this all the time. I don't know why, but they think that they're smart or something. Right? So anyway, I am in this area where they have like refrigerated soups, dips, hummus, stuff like that. And basically the only thing left, like I said, if I went a little bit to my right, there was the aisle with some dairy like cheese, and then there was bread. So that's all I had to do to finish shopping. But it hit me. I was like, oh man, I got to get this cranberry sauce because I'm going to grab it now. I'm going to forget about it, right? Let me just go grab it. It's got to be on an end cap, right? So I'm not stupid. All right, I grab my phone to make sure I don't leave it in the cart because, man, I'd be a fucking moron if I left my expensive phone in the cart, right? So I grabbed my phone, I put it in my pocket, and I said, all right, so I'm going to be walking away to grab cranberry sauce, come right back, then push the cart to the end aisles and finish my shopping trip. Now, you might say, well, why did he not take the cart with him? Because, like I said, the carts in these fucking grocery stores are junk. They barely work. My cart's full. So why am I going to push my cart across the entire store to look for cranberry sauce just to push it back to where I was to shop again? I'll just leave it here for a minute, right? Now, why on earth would anyone think that something would happen, right? So I literally walk away from the cart to find this cranberry sauce. I timed it, actually. It was 2 minutes. 2 minutes, I found the cranberry sauce on an end cap. There it is. I grabbed it. All right, we got the cranberry sauce, right? I turn around. I come back. I was not gone for longer than 120 seconds. I come back, and there's no cart. And I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, someone must have moved it. Maybe I was blocking something that someone wanted, right? So I start looking around. I'm like, okay. And then I think to myself, you know what? It's probably over one aisle over. I'm probably misremembering where I left this cart. I thought I had left it right next to the hummus, but maybe I left it in the next aisle over. I look over there. There's nothing there. Right? And I'm looking all around, and I'm like, huh? What is going on? So now I'm starting to think, all right, maybe an employee grabbed the cart thinking it was an abandoned cart from a customer that had just decided to leave, right? But I'm thinking, no, an employee wouldn't think that. I got my reusable shopping bags in the front of the cart. And by the way, again, I got to reiterate, these are not brand new reusable shopping bags. These are not valuable. You know, you can buy these online for a few bucks. This is not like, oh my God, there's $200 of fucking bags in this cart or anything like that. It's nonsense. It's nothing of any real value, right? So I really start just looking around and I'm like, so now in my head, I'm thinking, could someone have been like, I mean, maybe it's an elderly person and they're just confused and they grabbed my cart because they're just, you know, who knows what it could be. So I said, I'm going to walk corner to corner in this store. By the way, so I have cranberry sauce in my hand because that's all I have, because I went to grab it. I was going back to the cart. That's all I got is cranberry sauce, right? So I'm like, I'm going to go end to end in this store looking up every aisle. All right, let's do it. So I start walking and I look down every aisle and I realize as I get to the end of the store, it's not in this store. It's like someone, when I went to grab cranberry sauce, grabbed my cart and walked out the door with it. Now, I want you to think about how weird this is, okay? First of all, no, I didn't pay for my groceries yet. So it's not like, oh, I got robbed of you know, hundreds of dollars or anything like that at all. That's not the point here. The point is someone just took the cart, right? What really did they steal from me? The reusable bags. Is it a big deal? No, of course it's not. But they did get a cart full of groceries. But here's what really gets me, which I just don't understand. Okay, this is what really blows my mind. All right? Think about this. If you're going to steal, and you're going to a grocery store with the intention of stealing, like I want to steal from the grocery store, right? Would you not go and grab your own cart, load it up with what you want to eat or what you want to steal to resell, whatever it may be while you're stealing, and then leave the store with the cart of the things you picked, right? Would that not be what you did? What you would do? Right? Why would you look for a cart of someone else's shopped groceries and take that cart? Right? Does it make any logical sense in your brain at all that you would steal someone else's cart of groceries that you didn't pick? Because again, I have to reiterate to this to you guys, okay? In the state of Washington, right now, you can get away with theft. No one's stopping anyone. You can literally walk into a store with a bag or whatever, load it up, walk the fuck out, and even if there's a cop who catches you, they take this stuff back and you walk. They don't arrest you. All right? So, if that was the case, why wouldn't you just go to the grocery store, pick what you want with the intention of stealing, and steal it? And take what you want? Why would you take... my brain was like addled. Like in a video game, you know, someone cast a spell and you got the Tweety birds going around your head or the stars. I was like, I can't understand it. I just don't it's like the mind flayer was whipping me with their tentacles or whatever. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I just couldn't understand it. Like, why would anyone do this, right? So, what was I going to do? I got to reshop the store. So the first thing I did is I texted, you know, my wife and I said, I'm sorry, I'm going to be back home late. If you're wondering what's taking me so long, I literally have to do a second shopping trip because I already did it once, but I didn't check out yet, but some fucker stole this, right? So, just to confirm, I did grab an employee and I said, here's what's just happened. What do you think? And they said, nah, someone stole it. They're like, if it was someone who was putting your stuff back, it wouldn't make sense because you have all your bags in the car. He says the moment that someone saw reusable bags, they would have known it was a customer legit who was going to come back. If you didn't have the reusable bags and you had left it there for several minutes, then there was a chance an employee might have taken the cart and put all the groceries back. But there's no way that someone did that if you have your reusable bags in the cart. So definitely someone stole it, okay? So I grabbed a cart. I had to reshop the whole store. And of course, I ask as I'm checking out, I tell the story again, and basically I say, so what do you think happened? And the checkout guy was like, well, I think I got a theory. He's, of course, there's no way to tell. He said, but you got to understand that a lot of these people around here now, they're just stealing to steal. It's not even a matter of they're stealing for necessity or they're stealing because they want to make money. They're literally in just a pattern of they steal to steal now because they get away with it. He's like, so I guarantee you what probably happened was this is someone who was already in the store with the intention to steal. Maybe they even had a backpack full of stuff already and they were about to leave and they just happened to see that your cart was just sitting there. So, I mean, to them, that's just the bonus, right? Like, that's, if they're already getting some kind of like an endorphin high because they're a kleptomaniac. They're just out to steal anything. And now they've got a giant cart sitting in front of them with a bunch of groceries and reusable bags and everything. Who even cares if they ever use it? They could literally push it out to the lot, grab 4 items out of the cart, and leave the rest, just push it down the block. Fuck it, they don't care. But this is the rush that they get, this endorphin rush from being a kleptomaniac, right? So, and I was thinking about it, I was like, now certainly that doesn't make logical sense, but I don't think there's logic behind these actions. When you get to a point where crime is so rampant and accepted, now it becomes a commonplace thing that humans do, and there's probably an entire subculture of people in this state that are just so used to doing it and getting away with it. It's just their daily routines, right? I go to the store, I load up my bag, I walk out, I go home, I see what I got, I throw out some shit I don't want, I sell what I don't want, I keep what I want. This is their life. They're just okay with it. Any opportunity they have to grab anything, they just take. For no reason. There are probably people that'll steal something, I don't want it, they just throw it right out when they go outside, but they stole it. So they got their endorphin rush for the day because they got away with it. You know what I'm saying? So again, just to reiterate, because people, of course, in the chat are being stupid. No worker would have taken my cart with a bunch of reusable bags in it. It would have been one thing if there were no reusable bags and it was just groceries and it looked like it was sitting there and someone had abandoned it. That's not the case. I was gone for 2 minutes and there was reusable bags in the cart. No employee took this cart. Okay? Likely it was just a thief who was just being stupid. Now, thank God I'm not dumb. Because imagine if I were dumb and I left shit in the cart. What if I left my phone there? I mean, that would be really stupid to walk away from a smartphone sitting in a shopping cart, right? You'd have to be a really big moron. What if, my wife's purse was in the car? What if she had been with me and we were shopping together and we walked away for a second, right? What if my infant son, not that I have an infant son, what if my infant son was in the cart? I mean, let's be honest, there's no logic to it. Maybe that's the ultimate endorphin rush, to steal the cart with someone's infant son sitting in the fucking front. You just walk out the door with their kid and leave them in the parking lot and walk away, right? Like, I know that sounds insane, but it seems like that's what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just these people are fucking wild. They're nuts. They're out of their fucking minds, So, I just don't... I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I still don't understand it. Like, again, maybe the theory of the worker is correct. Maybe the people out here are just kleptos. They've become so used to this, right? That... You want to know the worst part about the whole thing? You ready for this? The worst part about the whole thing was my replacement tire that I bought earlier this year was in the cart. So they stole my replacement tire that I spent all that money on. And now I got to get another one. Now that's bullshit. See, that's exaggeration. That's hyperbole, okay? But the point I'm making here is how ridiculous. Of all the things to steal, it still blows my mind someone did that. It does. Like, if you're, again, using logic, if you're going to steal what you need or you want or you think you can get the maximum dollar for. They stole my pumpkin pie, They stole, what other things did I have in there? Some canned vegetables, some, like, refrigerated meats, a whole bunch of bottles of drink, like juice and stuff, a whole bunch of that. They stole, like, 12 of these carbonated waters, right? Like, what the... What were they doing? Right? So, all that stuff's gone. The store is out all those groceries, right? Which is ridiculous. And I'm out my reusable shopping bags. Now, Is it a big deal? No. Is it annoying? Yeah. I got to reorder my reusable shopping bags. And that sucks. You know, some of them were old. Honestly, like I said, some of them were like pre-pandemic age. So maybe it's okay to get new ones anyway. And in fact, I went on Amazon last night and I actually found these nice cloth ones. Because these, I told you, they were like the plastic, almost like laminate plastic feeling bags. So the ones I got online are like cloth bags, which are probably going to be very nice and probably even more durable than what I had regardless, right? So it's not a huge loss. It just sucks I have to spend more money to buy more bags, but maybe it was the time to get them anyway, right? So not a big deal. But still, it's just stupid. It's still stealing, right? They stole the bags from me. They stole all those groceries from the store. For what? And that's just the state of life out here. It sucks. And by the way, just so you guys know, this is not a political statement. People out here who are liberal have had enough. It's not just, it's because it's conservatives against liberals, right? And so the conservatives want law and order and the liberals want everything free. And because of that, no, like the liberal people out here are also had enough. Everyone out here has had enough of this shit. We had a government out here that failed everyone ever since the pandemic hit. And you had all those movements for Black Lives Matter and all of that. The government's out here pushed way too far in one direction, anti-police and all of that, and they ruined everything for everyone. So it's literally not just, it's one group of political movement. Everyone out here is fucking fed up with what our government did. They fucked the whole thing up, okay? So they're trying to fix it. They just recently passed a law that said that, like the police now can engage. If they're trying to arrest someone, they can engage in a certain situation and not in another situation. But I just want you to think what kind of a government we have that you can literally neuter the law enforcement. Like, we went all the way one way. Okay, the law enforcement is overly forceful. They're doing horrible things. They're overextending their reach of what they should be doing, and they're getting away with it. So you go from one extreme completely to the other extreme. What made them think that was going to work, right? It doesn't make any sense at all. So what's happened is progressively, over the last 3 years, crime just gets worse and worse and worse and worse because the police can't really do anything about it. I don't believe that it's the police's fault that crime is like it is. I don't believe that at all. Do you think, just think about it this way. Do you think anyone says, man, I can't wait to be a police officer so I cannot stop crime? That's what I've always wanted to be, a police officer, so I could sit here with my hands tied and do nothing to help anyone. Right? Like, yes, that's definitely what it is, right? No. They can't do they can't do what they need to do. They've been told, no, this is the limits of what you can do. This is the limits of your budget. This is the limits of your hiring power and how many cops you can have. They can't do what they need to do. In life, one extreme and the other extreme never works. There's always got to be a happy medium where you find the balance of what's going to work and it's best for everyone. Sadly, in this country where I live, we have everyone's on this side or everyone's on this side, and here's how they talk to each other. Fuck you. Guess what? That's how absolutely everyone gets hurt and no one gets help. And that's the state of the United States of America for the last 3.5 years. That's exactly what it's been. Idiots smashing their fucking heads against each other like dunce fucking level morons instead of working together to say, okay, do we have a problem with this? Let's fix it. Okay, here we go. We don't agree on everything, but let's work together to make everything better. No, it's like, watch this. Fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you. And you want to know why? Because there's profit in it. Because people like drama, right? Take a look at the landscape of the internet right now, right? Everything's polarized. It's so hard to find anyone of a level head. Everyone's always, I'm all on this way or all that way and fuck the other side and here's why they're all wrong. And it's like, I'm sorry, I just can't live like that. You know, I can't. To me, I feel like there's ways that we could fix these problems. But sadly, the people in power, right, are just not into that. We have to be 100% one way or the other way. And this is why nothing gets fixed. So Right now, we have an effort in our state. They're trying to re-empower the police. The problem is they can't hire people. Want to know why? No one wants to be a police officer in Washington State. No one. They've actually started hiring incentives. They've offered bonuses to say, hey, we'll give you a big signing bonus to become a police officer in Washington because we need them that bad. And someone's like, nah, nope. I'm not stupid. I'm not taking that bait. All that's going to happen is you're going to hire me and you're going to tell me I can't do half the stuff I need to do to stop crime. And, then I take the blame for it, right? You're going to put me in unsafe situations where I need to defend myself and you tell me I can't defend myself because then I'll be prosecuted, right? For hurting a criminal or something. They don't want to fuck around. So no one's becoming a police officer and they're massively understaffed and they can't do anything about it. I don't blame the police at all. At all. This is 100% a failure of the United States government and the state governments as well. The government has done absolutely nothing in the last 3.5 years to improve anything. It's been fucked up. They fucked everything up. And now everything's, what are you going to do? Now, I'm not a political guy, right? But this is twice in 1 year. Twice in 1 year that I had stuff stolen straight out from under me, right? And the funny part about it is I only leave my house once a week. I want you to think about that. Once a week, I leave this abode to do things. And I was robbed twice. Twice. So can you imagine? Can you imagine if I was someone who had to commute every day? Can you imagine if I was someone, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, dude? What a place, what a life. Even me, Mr. Non-Political, don't want to get involved. I'm fucking fed up with this shit. Thank God, in this case, it was a minor thing. It was a grocery bag stolen from me. Big fucking deal, right? It's not a big deal in any way, shape, or form. It's just not. But it could have been way worse. What if I had paid for those groceries? And I was just waiting to walk out the door with them and someone stole them. What if I had something? What if I accidentally had left my phone or something else, my wallet, in that cart, right? It's not bad enough, that... it's not bad enough that we're in a situation where I lost out on how much money on that fucking tire earlier this year. Just the risk continues no matter where I go and what I do. It's just there. And it's for everyone here. This is not a one-off case of this is bad luck. This is literally happening everywhere in this state. It's a massive system-wide failure of everyone. People who are trying, businesses, like I keep telling you guys, we would love to go to Seattle. We had said we want to go visit Seattle. We've only seen it once. It was right after Kat had moved here. In 2018, we went to Seattle once. And at that time, I'll be honest with you, it wasn't a great trip. It was very stressful. A lot of things went wrong during that trip. So it wasn't a very nice trip. And we've always said, we want to go back. We want to go back to Pike Place Market. We want to go back down to the waterfront and do some fun stuff. We would love to go into the city and go to, like, the Pop Culture Museum again and stuff like that. But I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, Seattle has literally become so crime-ridden that entire businesses that used to be insanely profitable and have left. There's entire sections of the city that are empty, where people just do whatever they want, and no one really cares or stops them. And the crime and theft is so rampant in the tourism areas that most people who live around here say don't go there. They outright say no. And it's funny because you'll look and you'll see, for example, postings for jobs and stuff in this area. You'll look around, you'll say, I wonder who's hiring in this area, what's it like? All the job postings are for downtown Seattle because everyone quit. No one wants to work there because Seattle is such a crime-ridden area now. Absolutely no one wants to put up with the risk of working down there, and the pay is ridiculous. You'll look at, like, McDonald's in downtown Seattle, $22 an hour. I'm not exaggerating. That's how much they're paying in Seattle for a burger flipper job. They'll pay you $22 an hour because they're trying to get, no one will work there because it's a crime zone. They don't want anything to do with it, So it's pretty insane, One day we'd like to go back to Seattle, but someone's got to fix it They got to, you know, we're not going to go there and go at personal fucking risk, get robbed and shit. Who the fuck would care? Why would you want to do that? Right? It's just rough, man. It's shitty. It's shitty because when I moved here 9 years ago, it wasn't like this at all. It was nice. Everyone was friendly. The crime was not a problem at all. And now it's just, in the last 9 years, it's just like this. Like a giant fucking escalating thing. And it's like, I can't fucking believe how bad it's gotten. You know? And every day, now, again, to clarify, financially, no, I'm not in a great position. I'm certainly not as bad as I was several years ago. But financially, no, I'm not in a great position. All right? But I will tell you this. Every day, I thank my lucky fucking stars that 9 years ago I moved here where I live in a private community. Seriously. Because it's fucking dangerous out there. You know? It really is. Like, thank God that I moved where I did and I live where I live. Because it's getting worse and worse. And thank God I moved to this place. You know. So, that's my story. It sure would be nice if we could get some stuff to change for the better. I don't know if it will. I would hope it. See, the thing is, like with everything, there's a breaking point, right? So at some point, like I said, even the people out here who are like the ultra liberals, they're done with this too, because it's one thing if it's affecting one or two people, it's affecting everyone around us. Our lives are changing because this is so bad at this point. So now everyone is demanding change. Okay, so that's a good thing. And hopefully you would hope that there will be a tipping point where now things are going to flip and change. Now all these businesses are going out of business. The tourism is leaving Seattle. No one wants to work in Seattle. I mean, how long could this keep going on until finally someone fixes something, right? So I guess we'll see. You know, we'll have to see as we continue. But this is what I go through, you know. So what a day. It's supposed to be my day off, my relaxing day, right? And I get this thing how I'm like, I literally still can't wrap my head around it. Because again, I don't think there's anything to wrap your head around. I think it's a situation where it's just someone who's just, they're messed up in the head, and they just do that. Like, they get this endorphin rush from stealing. They just do. This is, oh, I got my, feel good now because I walked out the store with a fucking cart, right? Like, you know what I mean? So, there you go. That's my Phil's Day Off segment for this week. Certainly more eventful than most. Hopefully next week I have 0 events to talk about. I would much rather have a non-eventful Phil's Day Off than one like that. Let me tell you. Okay? Alright, so. Now let's get to some good stuff. What I'd like to do is talk about the schedule for this week. I have a very positive update in regards to the future schedule as well. And we'll go from there. Alright? So, let's talk about this week, and let's talk about the shorter streaming week, because this is a shorter streaming week for me. All right? Normally, my streaming week is 6 straight days. This week, it's only 5. And the reason is because I'm a lazy bum, and I don't want to work. Yeah, right. If you know me, that's completely the opposite. What it is next week is American Thanksgiving on Thursday. Thursday's usually my day off, but a lot of stuff's closed on Thursday. Last thing I want to do is be going grocery shopping on fucking Thanksgiving, when that store will probably be absolutely nutty and insane with people buying last minute stuff they forgot and shit like that. So my day off for next week is going to be Wednesday. So that means I'm here today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So it's a 5-day streaming week. Now, thank you all so very much, everyone who was here back on Wednesday for this show. You helped me determine what the schedule would be for this week, because I was very confused of what to do. Allow me to tell you what it's going to be. Today, it's the premiere of Super Mario RPG Remake. If you're into Mario, if you're into old school turn-based RPGs, Square Enix, Final Fantasy style games, hell, if you just want to see a new Nintendo game that came out today, this is going to suit everyone, I feel. The only people who aren't going to like this are people who don't like first-party Mario games, kiddie games, even though, by the way, it's not a first-party Mario game. It's made by Square Enix. It is a third-party game. But I guarantee you there's people who are always going to be biased against it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's Mario. It's a kid's game. Whatever. I can't change people's entire mentalities and these stigmas that they have in their head about Mario, right? But I'll tell you this. I've played this game before. I actually played it 4 years ago for this channel. I loved it. I played it in the 90s when it was a new game. I rented it. I loved it. this is an outstanding game. It's a shorter one. It's not a lengthy RPG. If you know exactly what you're doing, you could beat it in like 10 hours. If you know everything about the game, if you've played it before, and you remember stuff, you could actually 100% the game around 15 hours, okay? For me, I played it once 4 years ago. I'll probably remember some of this stuff, but not all of it. Probably, and plus I'm an interactive streamer, you gotta remember, it'll probably still be around 15 hours long. That's my guess. But it's not going to be an ultra-lengthy game. It's going to be a game that we play for some streams, and then we get past, you know, we're going to finish it sooner rather than later. It's not going to be one of these long, drawn-out, you know, RPG playthroughs or anything like that. So don't worry about that. Like, oh, God, he's playing another RPG. This won't be a lengthy one, all right? So it premieres today on the first stream. Tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. It is the return of Friday Night Fights. And listen to this. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, I'm going to attempt to use Dalsim. I watched a top Dalsim player play last night for about 45 minutes, and I learned some interesting strategies that I want to implement today. Okay? I don't know how it's going to go. It could go well. It could go absolutely horribly. Thing is, I haven't used Dalsim at all on PS5 yet. So when we play this today, I don't know. I'll probably do some casual matches just to get my bearings. And then I'll probably jump into some ranked matches and things like that. All right? First time, by the way, I'm playing Street Fighter in like a month. So understand, admittedly, I know I'm going to be rusty. And I'm going to have some matches to get back into the swing of things and stuff like that. But I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try this out. I'm going to see what I can figure out. And hopefully it goes well. You know, hopefully we can have a good time tonight with Dalsim. We'll see how it goes. First time again with Street Fighter in like a month. And I'm excited to see how it goes, especially with a new character. Okay? So, that's tonight, late stream. Tomorrow, the daytime stream will be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer on the day's stream. You guys have campaigned to bring Modern Warfare 3 back to daytime streams. And I'm now listening to your feedback, and I'm going to give you what you want. So, yes, Modern Warfare returns to daytime tomorrow. Last time around when I played it on Wednesday night, I went on a crazy tear. I started using sniper rifles. Dude, I had 33 kills in one match. 5.4 something kill death ratio. I was a juggernaut. I was kicking ass in that one. Dude, it's crazy. I was having so much fun, too. It's funny because I know it's not a great game or anything. But for some reason, it just clicks with me, likely because of the retro maps, right? So, I hope you will join me tomorrow for more chaotic fun during the day. Tomorrow night on the late stream, it will be Like a Dragon Gaiden continuing on. We've actually hit the open world part of the game where you're doing all this content. It's very fun. It's a chill game where we can interact and we can talk and we can have time for that. It's meant to be more of a laid-back, chill game than like a serious, you know, attention-grabbing playthrough. So I hope you'll join me for that. Then on Sunday, it's going to be the return of my React show, DSP versus the Internet on DSP Reacts. Sunday night, we're actually going to bring back Starfield for a one-off stream. Yes, I know. Starfield hasn't been played in like a month and a half, but I'm 40 hours in, and I just want to see the ending of the story. So we're going to do this one-off stream of Starfield. We'll see how it goes. Then on Monday, more Mario RPG and more Street Fighter 6. Tuesday, more Modern Warfare 3 and more Like a Dragon Gaiden. That's my streaming week. I'm not here on Wednesday. Thursday is American Thanksgiving. I'll be doing one stream. And it's going to be a combination of stuff. There's going to be some chill stuff where we just kind of chill and interact and talk about Thanksgiving and what we're grateful for. And I think I'm going to be doing a special tier maker during that stream that'll be related to American foods that people eat on Thanksgiving. And we're going to rank them live, which will be pretty fun. So that will be my Thanksgiving stream. Only one. I'm not going to stream Thanksgiving night because that night I'm going to have a nice Thanksgiving meal with my family. But I'll be back Friday the 24th, so 1 week from today, ladies and gentlemen, it is the return, Adpocalypse 2.0 on Black Friday. We will be here chilling with each other, watching advertisements. I'll be reacting to ads that have been submitted by the viewers, and it'll be a fun marathon setting. I'll order some food. We'll have the first Feasting with Phil episode in many, many months. Okay, so that'll be fun. Probably some drinking going on. I actually have liquor left over from earlier this year. I still have some bourbon. I have some flavored rum. I have some tequila. I'm trying to think of like all the stuff I have left. Oh, from last year, from Christmas, I have Kahlua. So I have like a ton of different kinds of liquors that I could take shots of and stuff while we do this fun event. And it should be a good time. So I certainly hope that you guys will join me. It'll be a good time on Friday the 24th. A nice, laid-back, chill marathon. And this is what I like about this. We don't have to play any games. We don't have a time constraint. We can literally just relax together all day long. And relaxing is going to be perfect, right? And then after the apocalypse is done for the rest of that week, you know, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all gameplay, you know. Well, keep in mind the reaction will be Sunday, but you'll have more Mario RPG. You'll have more Modern Warfare 3, some Street Fighter, maybe some Starfield, like a Dragon Gaiden, all that stuff, okay? Now, the positive announcement that I have for all of you. You ready for this one? So, even though yesterday was kind of a weird day with what happened at the grocery store, I basically make it a rule that on my days off, I try to unplug from anything work-related. Sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's very tough to do that, okay? But I basically didn't pay attention to, like, emails or anything yesterday on purpose. I stayed away. And at the end of the day, when I was kind of, like, wrapping things up, I was like, all right, so let's see what's on the agenda for tomorrow. I opened up my email, and get this. I received a donation. And then I received a donation. And then I received a third donation. And the donations were all for exactly the same thing. People really, really, really want to see me play Robocop. Because I received not one, not two, but 3 gifted copies of Robocop. Yes. I know that sounds crazy. But I got 3 different gifted copies of Robocop. Okay? Now, obviously, that wasn't the intention, right? Nor was it, you know, I didn't ask for 3 people to send it. Basically, we were talking about this back on Wednesday. And I said, yeah, right now, one of the major things that's stopping me from doing what I would like to do with my schedule is I can't afford a bunch of games at once, right? Because everything going on. I was sick. I lost a lot of revenue that week. I haven't really caught up. We've had some slow days. And, you know, it sucks. I can't afford to dump all this money on a bunch of games at once, right? So, basically, I opened my email and I got, here's a code for Robocop. Here's a code for Robocop. And by the way, here's a code for Robocop. I was like, oh, shit. Well, obviously, I can't use 3 codes for Robocop. So here's what I did. I reached out to the people, and I explained the situation. And I'd like to say everyone was on board and basically said, yes, you can keep, obviously, 1 copy and give away the other 2 copies. All right? So, once we finish with a playthrough, I don't know if it'll be Super Mario RPG. I don't know if it'll be like a Dragon Gaiden, you know. I don't know what it's going to be. But whenever we have a time in the schedule and it's time to start with something new, the next game that I play will be Robocop. And during the premiere stream of Robocop, I'll be giving away 2 copies of Robocop. There you go. Okay? So there you go. That's what's going to happen. And, hopefully, it'll work out. Hopefully, Robocop's good. Since so many people want me to play it, 3 people donated it. Obviously, there's some demand for it, right? Exactly. 'Tis the season, says Chunk. 'Tis the season indeed. So, I guess it's time. We'll give away some stuff. But again, when will I start Robocop? I don't know. I'm not going to start it now. Now I got a bunch of playthroughs going on. Let's see. Let's see when we get through one of these playthroughs. Maybe it'll be in, like, late November, early December. The next game will be Robocop, and that's when I'll do that. Okay? Cool? Alright. Good stuff. Alright, so I covered the schedule. That covered the good news. I'll just say this because we're going to get the shout-outs now. Please, if you enjoy my content, support it in some way. Alright? I'm an indie guy. I don't have any partnerships, no major sponsorships. I don't get paid to play games. I don't shill products on my streams, as you know. This is all 100% independent. That's why I pride myself that I could give you honest feedback and opinions on games as I play them. I could say whatever I want on my streams. I don't have to worry about a sponsor dropping me because they didn't like what I said. You know what I mean? I like that. That's what I've tried to aspire to do all these years. And I'm happy that 15 years later, I can still be myself. But it means I rely on crowdfunding. I don't have major support in other methods, all right? Now, recently, you guys actually said to me, Phil, we wish that you'd actually monetize your streams more. You outright said this, you know, because you don't run ads or anything like everybody else, you know, and it would help you out. I said, yeah, it would help me out possibly if I could run more ads. So you'll notice that during my live streams, I want to say it's like every 20 to 30 minutes, there's an ad that runs, okay? That's a result of people's feedback. I don't know if it's helping right now or not. I've only done it for less than a week. So it's hard to tell if there's really having any kind of a concrete impact. I feel like if we do it for several weeks to a month, I'll see if there was like a definitive increase of any kind of ad revenue or whatever. So we'll see what happens with that, all right? But outside of that, if you want to support the content, there's so many ways you can do it, right? Liking the videos, leaving comments on the videos, liking the live streams. That's engagement. That kind of stuff allows me to find an audience on YouTube. That engagement lets people know I exist. It puts me into the YouTube algorithm this time of year. So please consider liking the stream, liking videos I put out, you know. So please do. Please like the content and leave comments on it. That's engagement. Outside of engagement, all right, there's many other things that you can do to help. All right, for example, super chats, super stickers during a live stream, or a super thanks on a video that's eligible for it. Those are all ways that you can, through YouTube, contribute, and I always make sure to thank anyone who does that and to highlight it. Like if you do a super thanks, I'll highlight the comment, I'll say personal response, say thank you. If it's here live on the stream, then obviously we'll do a pop-up to say thanks. I'll call it out, I'll thank you, I'll get you on the leaderboard if you're the recent super chatter or whatever. All right, memberships are huge. Memberships are ongoing support for this channel. You get tons of benefits for being a member, including all my emotes, dozens of them. Not having to abide by slow mode rules and being able to talk as much as you want in the chat. A cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been a supporter. Priority for special events. For example, right now, for this Adpocalypse event 1 week from today, people who are members get priority to watch their ads because they're nominating ads, and those ads will be watched first before we get to the more common nominations, you see? So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Please consider becoming a member, or, as they say, 'tis the season of giving, right? We're heading into the holiday season. Maybe you would like to give some memberships to your fellow viewer. They would certainly appreciate that. I know for a fact we have hundreds of people waiting in the wings ready to accept a membership. That would help this channel a lot. My goal today, being that it's a premier game and the return of Street Fighter at night, is to hit 500 members. I know we can do that. 12 members in one day. It's not a small task, but it's also not a giant ask. It's doable. Please consider becoming a member today, or again, gifting some memberships to help out the fellow viewers. Last but not least is tips. Tips are very important because tips are liquidity. What that means is those are funds that I can use right now for important stuff. Buying another game, paying a bill, going grocery shopping, buying more reusable shopping bags, right? Actually paying the bill for them. Yeah, all those things tips will go towards, all right? So please consider tipping. We have rewards in place for tips for every goal hit, 50, 100, or 150 bucks. You got glasses, a hat, a vest you guys vote on, you know, all kinds of funny stuff that we do for that. So please consider tipping, okay? Now it's time for shout-outs. But I think I want to turn my fan up a little bit more. It's feeling kind of stuffy in here today. So if you don't mind. Turn it on level 2. Yeah. Okay. Turn the fan up to level 2, and we'll see how it goes. So first of all, on the YouTube side of things, we have Buggy Glug, who did a 15-pound super chat. His first super chat of the day. Thank you, Buggy. He says, started watching you recently. I was only familiar with you because of your critics' opinions, but I discovered you're a chill dude. I like your videos a lot. Thank you, Buggy. That is very nice of you to say. It is a common thing I'm finding that for those who have heard of me only through negative circles, all right, actually will come and watch my content, and when they do, they actually enjoy it. I'll give you a perfect example. Someone left a nice comment on my Call of Duty videos from the other day, from Wednesday. And no, I take that back. I think it was like part 1. Like, so it was the first one I did last week. And they said, wow, you know, actually watching Phil play Modern Warfare 3, he's not a top player or anything, but he's not bad. He's entertaining to watch. He has funny commentary. If you watch the videos that his haters put out, literally all they do is take the boring moments or the times when he failed, and they act like that's his whole stream. And it couldn't be further from the truth. It's not representative of the real content that Phil puts out, and that's unfair because people are mostly seeing that. No one is really coming to watch the content to see what it really is. They just believe the nonsense, right? So it's pretty funny that you say that because, yes, you're absolutely aware. I'm absolutely aware that when people actually take the time to come check this stuff out, they enjoy it. Yeah. In the last few years, my wife and I have started watching other content creators' playthroughs. Okay? Just for perspective purposes. It's fun to see someone else play a game that we've played and see how they react to stuff and how they do. You know, watching them play like a Dark Souls or Elden Ring, watching them play Alan Wake 2, for example, which I just played, stuff like that. It's good to see how, you know, compare. It's good to see different perspectives, right? And what I've noticed for a lot of these other content creators, who, by the way, are much bigger than me. We're talking people that in some cases are 10 times plus bigger than me. They're not doing anything different. It's not like they're innovative or they're so funny or they're so different. They're just normal people talking with their audience, playing a game, right? Yet they're 10 times bigger than me. Why? Well, probably because they don't have 1,000 idiots who literally lie about the content they put out. So everyone thinks that they suck or that they're toxic. They don't have anyone doing that. So because of that, people actually genuinely watch and enjoy their content without the white noise. So there you go. Yeah. Thanks for watching, Buggy. I appreciate your kind words. I appreciate the contribution, and I wish that more people would give me an honest take. You know, I really do. But they don't. That's the problem. No one wants to. They just want to believe the meme. They just want to believe the toxic shit. You know what I mean? So there you go. All right. Okay. Now we move on to the tip side of things. Our first tip of the day. A $4.20 tip from Wumba. I never watched or played Super Mario RPG. I'll watch your playthrough of this remake because it now has modern graphics. Man. As much as I'm happy you're going to watch my playthrough of this game, and I appreciate that, it does make me sad to hear that you didn't ever play or watch it previously because of the graphics. Like, for me, I try to be as open-minded as I can, and I don't know, that just kills me to hear that. There are so many classic games out there that were never remade, and the fact that people would skip them or purposefully say, I'm just not playing because I can't stand the old graphics, that drives me nuts. I don't think that anything is, I don't think that anything should be written off just because it doesn't have modern graphics. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. When I started on YouTube 15 years ago, all right, there were so many games that I had not played because I had missed out on the entire, like, late PS1, PS2, Xbox, original Xbox, GameCube, like, that era of gaming, I missed. I had been so heavily into competitive Street Fighter. It was like tunnel vision for me. And I had skipped out on, like, all those games, right? So when I first started on YouTube, it actually was something exciting to jump into all these games I had missed. And a lot of them at the time were getting, like, remakes on PS3 or whatever. Oh, the Jack and Daxter collection, the Ratchet and Clank collection. But imagine if people had, like, oh, I refuse to play those classics, right? Or if I had said, I refuse to play the classic GTA games. Vice City, or GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas. I refuse to play them because they just look old, right? Oh, they look like shit. Why would I play those in 2012 or whenever it was, 2011, whenever I played them? Those ended up being some of the best playthroughs I've ever done. They are still, to this day, legendary playthroughs people go back and watch from that summer. And it's because they're older games that look like shit, but man, it was fun to watch me play the classics, right? Why on earth someone would refuse to play an old game because it has outdated graphics drives me bonkers. Like, I don't know, man. It ain't just about that, right? It's like saying, well, I'll never watch a black and white movie. Too outdated, no color, no modernized filmmaking, you know, like, nah, oh my god. Anyway, I'm happy to hear, Womba, that you will be watching my playthrough of the remake. I received an anonymous $21 tip saying, I love this segment. You're giving us nothing but truth. Now, I believe that this person actually did this tip during my segment about the grocery store story and how the government basically is doing nothing to fix the problem with thieves and stuff out here. So, if that's the case, I thank you very much. I think that's what that's in reference to. It's hard to know because they tipped and, you know, that was a while ago. But thank you very much. That is a very generous tip. That gets up to $25 already, okay? Okay. I also received a $10 tip from Donald Trump. He says, thank you for the endorsement. Well, Mr. Trump, I hate to tell you, I would never endorse anything you do. I don't like Donald Trump. I never did. I knew of Trump before he was ever president. I actually had business dealings with him at the helicopter company I used to work at. Unscrupulous is a word that comes to mind when it comes to the way that he runs his businesses. I don't think he's a very good person. I don't think he was a very good leader. He's a populist, meaning he's basically anti-establishment, right? Like, he doesn't like the two-party system and the way that things are set up. And I get that. But that doesn't mean that I like the guy, okay? Thank you for the tip, though. Nice joke. Okay. And let's see here. I got a super chat from someone called Aquilak, and they said, I saw, just listen to this. I saw your Project 7 series. Okay, well, at this point, it's almost 12 years old. It's just under 12 years old. Out of my 15-year career, it's about 12 years old, Project 7 at this point. Okay? All right? It sucks it won't continue any further. It does. It's been 12 years. I don't really think it sucks anymore that it won't continue any further. I'm curious how you would finish Project 7 if it all goes well. If it all goes well. Boy, that would be something. Imagine if, like, I hit the lotto, right? Imagine if, like, I hit the lotto and I'm rich now. And I'm like, guys, guess what? Out of all the things that I'm going to do, I've decided to continue Project 7. I'm actually going to hire, like, professional indie filmmakers to work on this, to film, to edit in professional level effects. I'm going to hire real actors to be in the show, right? I'll be the only person from the original show involved. Everyone else will be, but what I'll do, I'll get lookalikes. I'll get a John Rambo and a Howard and an OJ lookalike and an Andre lookalike to play their roles in the show, right? Oh, God. So the show continues like 12 years later, like nothing happened. Like it never ended, right? It just continues today for, you know, just episode, what would it be? Episode 5? Because we did 4 episodes. So episode 5 just happens as if there was no hiatus, right? We continue on, and we've got all, because here's my idea. Episode 5 was supposed to be the horror episode. So it was supposed to be a combination. It was going to be survival horror with references to, like, Resident Evil and Silent Hill, but it was always going to have, like, campy horror. Like, I wanted to have, like, a fake Jason Voorhees, and I wanted to have, like, Scooby-Doo segment where you're, like, in a hallway and you're running through and they're, like, going in and out of doors. And actually, I wanted to rent out, like, a mansion, like an old mansion for a shooting location, and we were going to use this as the actual shooting location to make it extra spooky. Like, use a mansion as the shooting location. How cool would that have been? Like, that's what we were going to do for episode 5. And then it all fell apart. But imagine, again, I can't do that. I don't have any money for anything like that today, nor do I really have any interest. But imagine if I, like, hit the lotto. And it's like, all right, Phil, so now you're free. You have no constraints. You don't have to stream 6 days a week anymore. You know, let's bring back Project 7. Right? Let's bring it back. Right away. Let's do it immediately. Let's get it back and have people look alike John Rambo, look alike Howard, right? Oh my God. That would be something else. That would certainly be something else, right? I don't think it's ever going to happen, though. Just saying. There you go. Anyway, let's continue. Here we go. Sambuca has tipped me $25 this morning and says, I'm glad you're following through and you're playing Mario RPG. I am definitely looking forward to the series. Thank you, Sambuca. I appreciate that. You know, I told you I wanted to play it. Like, it wasn't like I didn't want to play it. It was just people earlier this week were telling me, oh no, that's too much Mario back to back. And, you know, I was actually getting apprehensive, but as long as people will show up and chill with me as I play it and support the streams, man. And I hope that will happen, because I know this is a great game. I played it, like I said, I played it 4.5 years ago. It's an outstanding game. It's on the shorter side. Now that it's modernized, right? Okay. See, here's a hilarious thing. You ready for this? Someone in chat just said, oh, I just came back from a 5-day Seattle trip, and it was fine. No crime or anything. It's not a big deal. All right. You ready for this one? All right, Dr. Knesson. Where did you go? What did you do in Seattle? I want to hear your whole agenda. Let's hear it from start to finish, because I live here. So I know if you're a liar or not. So let's see what you did for your nice trip of 5 days, and it was such a beautiful visit, right? Let's see how quick he is to answer. Because you want to be a smart aleck in my chat, right? You want to think that, oh, yeah, let's disprove Phil. Oh, let's see how this one goes, huh, brother? All right. Anyway, let's continue. Oopsie poopsie. You probably didn't think I was going to do that, did you? I just received a $1 tip. Someone is complaining about how I treat people. Well, as you guys know, all right, I do not go out of my way to treat people badly. In fact, for my opinion is, you know, you give everyone the benefit of the doubt, right? You're nice, be nice to everyone. The only time that you should ever clap back is if someone is actively going out of their way to try to do something nasty to you. And then, hey, man, if they screw you over or whatever, then that's that. You gave them their chance. They acted that way. And you know what they say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's how I live my life now, all right? So when you get a situation where you get someone coming into your chat and they're going to say something immediately that's negative, like, oh, I don't believe anything you just said about where you live because I was just on a 5-day trip. And okay, dude, I really believe you, right? I fucking lived here for 9 years, but you were here for 5 days, but I'm supposed to know, you know better than me, right? So let's hear it. You know, let's fucking have it. Let's hear it. If you think that's being a dick, well, then don't come into my chat and drop nonsense. What did you think was going to happen? Right? People were going to put you up on a chair and lift you above like the hero of the chat because you said something anti-Phil. This is, where did you think you are? This isn't a detractor stream. You're on my stream and you said it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, I'm not just going to actively sit here and be nasty to people for no reason. But if people comes in here and they try to derail stuff or they try to be negative or whatever, then that's how you're going to get treated. You started it. Don't start something you don't want to finish. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, as they say, right? Thank you, Aquilak, by the way, for that super chat. I wanted to get you on the leaderboard there. Okay. All right. All right, here we go. Downtown Seattle, Pike Place, The Wharf, ferry to Bainbridge Island, Kirkland, and Greenwood. No disrespect, not disproving you. I wanted to add to the discussion. So I'm curious what you did. When you say downtown Seattle, okay, that's great. What did you do in downtown Seattle? When you say Pike Place and The Wharf, what did you do? Because you realize, like, that whole Pike Place Market Street, like with that original Starbucks, has been the most broken into Starbucks ever, to the point where I believe at one point they were discussing closing the original Starbucks location. And that's pretty fucked up. It's a historic thing. And they're actually talking about getting rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, personally, I've never been to Bainbridge Island. I have been on the ferry, but I never went to Bainbridge Island. That I can't speak to. I can speak to downtown Seattle. I can speak to Pike Place Market. I can speak about the wharf. I can speak about all that stuff. I've been there, right? So I'd love to hear about your experience, because I know personally of all the stuff going on down there, and it ain't pretty. There are constant reports of crime, break-ins, smash and grabs, theft, and the people don't want to be there. So maybe you got lucky. It doesn't sound to me like you spent 5 days there, right? It sounds like maybe you walked through one day, and just at that point there was nothing fishy going on. So maybe you had a good time, but that's not representative of what it's like here all the time. You understand? Okay. Rich 88 just did a super chat. He says, doesn't Pink Gorilla video game store in Seattle keep getting robbed? I don't know about that, but I wish this was an exaggeration. I see stories all the time. Constantly, it says stuff like, this store got robbed, then it got robbed again, then it got robbed again within 2 weeks. And now the store owner is saying, I think I'm going to just close my business because I just can't deal with this anymore, and the police do nothing about it. And that's not that's the rare case. I've seen that probably 10 times in the last year as news coming out of Seattle. You know? I wish it was an exaggeration. It's not. It's common now. It's just becoming a common thing. Again, you know, I've been to that original Starbucks location 3 times. I went there once when I originally was sightseeing around here to see if I wanted to move here. I went there again. I went there again when I had first moved here and I was like doing some tourism. And then I went there one more time with Kat in 2018. And each time I went there, it was all right. There were a lot of people there. Like, why would you wait in line just to get a coffee at the original Starbucks? It's literally the same as every other Starbucks, right? But now, like I said, I keep seeing these stories that it keeps getting busted into. The front window's been smashed like 4 times in the last couple of years, which is expensive to replace. And, you know, there's just crime. And that's right on the street where the Dr. Knesset says that he was on. For, you know, that Pike Place. Yeah, that's on the street. That's a common thing. Was it the same Starbucks the guy got stabbed in front of? I don't think so. I think that one was the downtown Seattle Starbucks. See, downtown Seattle is blocks away, and it's very like almost like skyscraper-ish, but they're not really that big, but they're big buildings, like office buildings, but all the businesses are on the ground level, and there's a bunch of restaurants, shopping, that kind of stuff around there. And that's the area where they're trying to hire people because literally no one wants to work in downtown Seattle. The wages have gone way up. I'm not kidding when I told you $22 an hour to work at McDonald's in downtown Seattle because no one wants to work the job. Everyone quits when they get there because it's horrible. So they have no one to work. They're all understaffed and shit. No one wants to work in downtown Seattle. All right, he says, I walked around and shopped mostly, went to a few breweries and restaurants. You're right, maybe I got lucky, just enjoyed my time. That's all, sorry for the drama, wasn't an attack. All right, but you have to understand, you came into my chat to be contradictory to what I was saying. Like, why? What did that prove? Right? Nothing. I'm happy you went on a vacation, if you're telling the truth. I'm happy you went on a vacation and you enjoyed yourself and you had no negative situations. I'm very happy to hear that. Because that's not what's common here. Like I said, the people who live here don't want to fucking be here anymore. We had enough. We're like, this is ridiculous. The crime's going up. It's nonstop. Okay. Any last minute stuff, guys? Anyone want to tag me in the chat or anything? Quickly. Wow. Here, just listen to this. The memes are so old, people are so dumb, they get the negative detractor memes wrong. Someone just said in the chat, I thought Seattle air cured your leg. My leg. Apparently I have a peg leg or something. Did you guys know that? You can't even get the meme right? Holy shit, that's pretty bad. You got the meme wrong. Yikes. I've done it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've done it. I've made content for so long. Over 15 years, people can't remember the negative memes anymore. They've forgotten the memes, and they just spout nonsense now. This is great. I like that. In fact, you know what? I think he's earned a standing ovation for that one. That was great. Yes. Get it completely wrong. Yes. Yes. Very nice. That's absolutely amazing. Good stuff there. Happy Friday to you, Derek. What was my favorite foods as a kid? Candy. I was a kid. I liked candy like every kid. That was my favorite food. No, I've never ridden on a steam train. What pants am I wearing? I'm wearing Uniqlo lounge pants. Here they are. Uniqlo lounge pants. That's what they're called. They're nice and comfy. They're warm. They're a little stretchy. They're very nice. Am I concerned there's 666 people watching? No. Satan is a regular visitor of my stream. I'm down with that. I get it. They get good internet in hell, apparently. From what I've heard, it's like fiber. It's pretty good. How come I never talk about Taco Bell? What exactly would I have to say about Taco Bell? There would need to be something to say about it, I guess? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Very good. Excuse me. I don't have a favorite sport because I don't follow sports. When I was a kid, I liked American baseball. I used to watch. And American football. Those were the two sports I used to watch when I was a kid. And then in the mid-2000s, I actually watched American football for a few years and followed it. And then after that, I kind of fell off and haven't watched anything since. The Executioner just re-upped his membership and said, yay. Thank you, Executioner. I appreciate that. There you go. Yes, I'm interested in playing Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door remake next year. No, I didn't see that Fortnite broke a new player count recently. I'm not stupid. I don't waste my time. Captain DCW says, can't wait to play Mario RPG. Currently watching Yakuza 7. Preparing for Yakuza 8. There you go. Carliga says, well, why don't you talk about diarrhea? It's a good question. If I'm not going to talk about Taco Bell, I'm not going to talk about what comes after Taco Bell. Right? There you go. That's why. No, I told you I've never had my wisdom teeth taken out. Every once in a while, I'll get some pain in the back of my mouth. Every once in a while. And I think it's because I still have my wisdom teeth. But I'm lucky where they're not coming in. You know what I mean? I've never had major problems with it. So I think I might get away with it. I'm 41 years old. I think I might get away with it. We'll see. Hopefully I don't get some late life bullshit. That would really suck. Monty Mole, what is your current game of the year? I'm not going to answer that because I do a Game of the Year awards countdown, usually the first week of January. Why would I spoil that by telling you now? Wouldn't make much sense, would it? So I think I'm going to forego that. There you go. Derek, yes, I agree that in yesteryear they had the best ads. I loved the what I really miss is that back in the day, and I know as cheesy as this is, all right, they used to have jingles. They used to have these very notable musical jingles in ads in the 80s and 90s. And they would stick in your head, right? And you would remember the jingle, and you'd remember the product based on the jingle. And it was brilliant marketing. Sometimes, you know, you wouldn't even care about the product, but that song stuck in your head. And then you'd think about the product, and the next thing you know, you'd see it in the store, and you'd want it. You know, that's one of the things that I definitely, would miss from back in the day. Now there's nothing. Now it's like, what shitty licensed pop music can we put into the commercial, right? Oh, I spilt my milkshake. My milkshake brings the boys to the yard. Oh, I spilt my milkshake. I gotta clean my milkshake up. What am I gonna use? These wipes. It's like that. No, I'm not gonna go buy the wipes because you used the fucking milkshake song in your fucking ad. You know what I mean? Now, if you had a jingle like I spilled my milkshake. Oh shit, wipe it up with cleaner bits. Hey, then I'd be like, oh, that jingle would stick in my head, and I would go buy cleaner bits. It's just better marketing, but modern marketing is stupidity. It's for dumb people, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I received a tip. I received a $20 tip from 1 Minute Man. He says, the store clerk is right. People steal to steal and sell. It's not about personal consumption. There you go. So likely this person who stole this cart of groceries from the store and my reusable bags literally will not keep the items in the cart. They'll either try to resell or toss what they're not going to, use. And again, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, it really is like thinking from a completely different perspective than what normal people think. Because you think, why would you do that? If you're gonna steal what you need. Go to the store, grab the cart, load it up with the stuff you want or need, and that's what you steal, right? But that's the thing. They're not stealing because they need the shit. They're stealing just because they can steal and get away with it. And then if they get anything out of it after the fact, great. If not, who cares? It's pretty crazy, but that's how it is now. Okay. Beaver Bother to the $1.50 says, can I get an unban? I've done nothing wrong. There's absolutely no way at all that I could unban you during a live stream. Plus, I remember you, and you're a heinous individual doing awful things, so I don't think that we want to unban you. But thanks for the tip. Okay. Do I have proof? Oh, I've got tons of proof. I got proof out the ass. I can prove anything you think is under any kind of argument or discrepancy. I got the proof. You call me Mr. Phil Proof Burnell. PPB. Phil Proof Burnell. That's what you can start calling me. I got the proof. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I got it, man. Very nice. Sometimes people just say random shit in my chat. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Oh, man. Stretch. Oh, it's a good one. Oh, yeah. How do people apply for unbans? You can email me. You got to email me and explain what happened, why you think you were banned, and send me your URL to your YouTube channel, and then I can look at it off stream. There's no way to unban during a live stream, pretty much. Jade is unsure about this. He says, I love Mario, but I don't know if I'm going to love it, the RPG. Well, stick around and see if you like it, and if you don't like it, it's fine. I did play it 4.5 years ago. If you want to check out that playthrough, see if that's up your alley, but this is the remake version. It's going to look and sound better, supposedly. Oh, really? Jex Gaming says they have fixed the daily challenges in Modern Warfare 3. All you need to really do is get wins now. You don't have to do the actual challenges anymore. People complained, huh? I mean, it is pretty stupid. What if you only have 2 hours to play in a day, and they're like, oh, here's the challenges. You have to use a certain loadout, a certain fucking thing. It's like, wait, I can only play 2 hours today, and for me to level up, you expect me to waste my time using shit I don't want to use? I get it, though. Like, it gave incentive. For me as a streamer, it kind of worked, because it gave me something special to do for the first hour of gameplay, and then I could go to whatever I wanted to do, right? But I could certainly see someone who doesn't have a lot of time to play being pretty pissed off about that. So, I guess we'll see. I might continue to do them anyway if they're still there. Right? It's probably a more accelerated way to get your experience points or whatever. I don't know. Unless you're saying they just completely did away with them entirely. I don't know. We'll see. Kagome, thank you. 15 months as a member says Excelsior. Thank you very much there. Oh, he's a fucking idiot. That's hilarious. That's a hilarious super chat. Go ahead and get blocked. Any last minute stuff, guys, or shall we resume, or shall we adjourn, I should say, excuse me. Shall we adjourn the podcast and jump into Mario and see how it goes with the remake? Hopefully it's good. I hope it's good. Time to adjourn? You think so? Everyone's saying, all right. All right. Last reminder. Please support the streams. Please support the videos if you can. It's a shorter week this week for me, only 5 days. So in 5 days, you know, I got to try to do really well. Having, you know, slower streams ain't good. Today, obviously, we're off to a really great start. This is excellent. Please, this membership thing is a big deal. I really try to boost my members this month. So if you can become a member or give memberships, please do. Thanks for all the support in advance. Thanks for being here and chilling. It's time to bring back Mario RPG in a big way. Hopefully it's a good one, right? Whoa, what happened? I just got a bunch more contributions out of nowhere. Buggy just did another super chat, says, have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you, Buggy. You're not going to be here coming up in this week? There's a lot of special stuff coming up. If you can make it. If not, you have a good one too, Buggy. Although, you are doing super chats in British pounds, so I don't think that you're American. Right? So you wouldn't be celebrating Thanksgiving this week anyway, right? Okay. Okay. I received a $5 tip from Shia. It's kind of a retro stream, but kind of not. Either way, I do love Mario RPG. Yeah, it's kind of weird in the middle. For me, this is a retro stream, because I've played this game in the 90s. I played it again for you guys 4.5 years ago. You know, we've already done a playthrough of this one. But now that it's a new game, a lot of people are into it and want to see it, you know. So it's kind of like that weird in-between hybrid, you know. Okay. Oh, by the way, one final thing. I may have an interruption during the stream today because out of nowhere, I didn't ask for this or anything. My parents bought us more food for Thanksgiving. They actually ordered us these, like, turkey breasts that are, like, stuffed or whatever. And we had already bought a turkey roast like we had done last year. We had already bought that for Thanksgiving. But then out of nowhere, my parents bought this for us. And my dad emailed me the other day. He's like, oh, it's coming Friday. So I was like, all right, I guess what we'll do, we'll see what we want to do. One of these we'll have on Thanksgiving Day, and one we'll freeze, and we'll have it on Christmas Day, right? So they're supposed to come today, but I need to get it right away. I don't want to leave it on my doorstep out there, you know, refrigerated food. So I'm waiting, because what they do is they email me when it gets delivered. So when I see that happen, then I know to go downstairs and grab it. It hasn't showed up yet, but it could show up anytime today. So if it does, I'll have to interrupt my stream briefly to go get it. All right. So, all right, guys. Thank you all. Fun podcast today. I hope that you enjoyed the show, and I hope that you will all join me for Super Mario RPG Remake premiere today. I think that'd be great if you could. At least give it a shot. If it's not your cup of tea, it's all good. But maybe give it a shot. I know for a fact I love this game. I hope that you guys will also enjoy this, right? Excuse me. Ooh, thank you all for your support this morning. Tomorrow, we'll be talking all about it. We'll talk about what I thought about my first day of Super Mario RPG. I'll be talking about returning to Friday Night Fights, which will be fun. Like, a lot of stuff coming up. Exciting stuff on tomorrow's show. All right? Thanks all. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Later.